Could you be any more pathetic? Could you be any more of a victim? If I were Angel Reese, I would be humiliated by this. If I were Angel Reese, I would be begging the woke media. I would be begging these legendary dump divers to stop with the pandering, because they are not doing Angel Reese any favors. Matter of fact, all they're really doing is making things worse. A couple of years ago, my oldest nephew, he finished his first season of T-ball. You really don't truly understand boredom until you watch a collection of 4- and 5-year-old kids attempting to play baseball. I think it's boring watching professionals play baseball, much less young kids who have no idea what the hell they're doing. Now, sure, there are some entertaining moments here and there. It's funny watching Bobby Booger turning the outfield into the nosebleeds. One of my favorite moments was watching my nephew rolling around the infield pretending like he was on fire. But the actual game itself, painfully boring. Anyway, his first season ends and it's time to select the all-star team. At 5 years old, there's really no such thing as all-stars. The team just consists of coaches, kids, and the most efficient booger pickers. My nephew was disappointed because he didn't make the all-star team in his first year. Now, to his credit, the kid is one hell of a booger picker. He should have made the all-star team off of that alone. Now, of course, my sister and brother-in-law, they were thrilled because they didn't have to waste their weekends in the summer sitting in the heat watching kids fail to hit the ball off the tee. But when he didn't make the team, my nephew, he took it like any other kid his age would take it. He whined about it, he complained, he talked about how unfair it was. Now, to my sister's credit, she was not taking any of that shit. She told him there is no such thing as participation trophies. You don't get rewarded just because you showed up. And if you want to make the all-star team next year, you got to work harder and you got to be better than everyone else. They got him private lessons, and this past spring, he made the all-star team. His Uncle KK, his Uncle KK dealt with the heat this summer, and I went out and watched him play. But the point is, my nephew learned this lesson at 5 or 6 years old. Maybe he can teach the grown women in the WNBA there is no such thing as participation trophies. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. For most of us, Caitlin Clark is the clear Rookie of the Year in the WNBA dump. Not only is she Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark is the most valuable player. She is the only player in the history of the league eligible for the Hall of Fame. Miss Congeniality, Miss America, the dump debutante. I don't know what awards were given in the WNBA, but Caitlin Clark, she should win all of them. Her face should be on the league logo. Remove whatever anonymous dump diver that is currently on the WNBA logo. Replace her with Caitlin Clark. That's how most of us normal people look at this. But there is an entirely different perception amongst WNBA legends and their pretend friends in the mainstream media. Well, KC, I didn't know they had legends in the WNBA. Well, they don't. I'm just being polite here. I'm in a really good mood today. The weather is cooling off down here in the South. It's week 1 of NFL season, my favorite time of year. Life is good. So I'm being extra courteous by referring to Lisa Leslie as a legend. Well, KC, who in the hell is Leslie Lisa? Yeah, exactly my point. Leslie was one of the original dump divers in the WNBA. She participated in the first game in WNBA history when the LA Sparkles played the New York Liberals. Just like the modern dump, the first game, it was a high-scoring affair, with both teams combining to score 124 points. I think Lisa Leslie led the game in scoring. She had 6 points and 6 missed layups, or as they would call that in the WNBA, a double-double. Last night, Lisa Leslie decided to let her followers know who she was selecting for Rookie of the Year. Now, normally, awards like this, they are given to one player, but in the interest of inclusion, Lisa Leslie, She is pressuring the WNBA to give the award to 2 players. Check it out for yourself. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Leslie. I know Angel Reese isn't close to being qualified for Rookie of the Year, but she should be given the award anyway. Don't worry, we can still acknowledge Caitlin Clark too, but Angel Reese should not be overlooked. Let's recognize both of these ladies as co-Rookies of the Year. Yippee! Let me make sure I'm understanding this correctly. If it were up to legendary Lisa, the award would not be called Rookie of the Year, it would be called Rookies of the Year, and the award would be given to both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Well, why don't we just award all rookies in the dump? Why don't we give all of them a trophy? Since we are living in the era of inclusion, let's also give awards for Sophomore of the Year. What about third-year players? They deserve an award too, right? I cannot remember another time when former players and the mainstream media have fought this hard for an undeserving player to win an award over a player that actually earned it. The closest example I can think of is Joel Embiid winning the MVP award over Jokic a couple of years ago in the NBA, a decision that was directly influenced by Kendrick Perkins and ESPN because they couldn't stand the fact that the white man was winning the award again. But with Joel Embiid, at least you can make somewhat of an argument that he actually deserved it. There is no argument to be made for Angel Reese. Do I need to show the compilation again? Do I need to show the collection of videos of Angel Reese and her greatest hits? Absolutely amazing plays where she misses wide open shots inches away from the basket. Unbelievable athleticism where she barely catches a pass in transition, goes for a layup, and the ball hits the bottom of the backboard. Caitlin Clark has shown significant improvement when you compare the player she is today to the player that she was at the beginning of the season. Not only has Angel Reese not shown improvement, you could make a case that she's gotten worse. Maybe she's gotten worse because she doesn't feel the need to improve, because all these wanker spankers in the media, they keep pretending that she's the best rookie in the league. Recently, Angel Reese was asked about being considered for Rookie of the Year. The headline of this article, it was incredibly misleading. The headline read, Angel Reese believes that she should not be in the conversation for Rookie of the Year. Now, reading the headline, you would think Angel Reese is conceding the award to Caitlin Clark. According to Angel Reese, she should not be in the conversation because she was the 7th pick in the draft. Since when are top 10 picks not considered for Rookie of the Year? Angel Reese also claimed that she was working hard offensively. I happen to agree with her. When the Chicago Bravado are down double digits and the opposing team pulls all their starters, Angel Reese, she works extremely hard. She's the hardest working player on the floor at that point to get another fake double-double. But when the game actually matters, Angel Reese is a ghost offensively. Now, will the WNBA give this award to both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese? Doubtful, but it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, this league is all about inclusion. They're all about making everyone feel welcome. Pretend basketball is for everyone. Unless, of course, your name is Caitlin Clark. If you actually have the ability to generate interest, if you actually have the ability to generate profit, you're not welcome in the dump. Profit is an unknown concept in the WNBA. The league is only inclusive if you have the ability to lose money. Speaking of losing money, let's go and get to the original pooper swooper, the woman who set the pace for decades of losing millions of dollars, Sheryl Swoopes. Yesterday, Sheryl decided to release private text messages between herself and Caitlin Clark. I guess Sheryl felt like she had a little bit of credibility left to lose, so she decided to lose the rest of it by releasing these private messages. The text. They were sent back in February when the original pooper swooper made her first unwarranted public criticism of Caitlin Clark. This was back when she appeared with Lieutenant Doofus Gilbert Arenas, and she tried to tarnish Caitlin Clark breaking professional basketball records at Iowa by claiming that Katie Rue was 25 years old and playing in her 5th season. Only the white girls get to play professional basketball for 5 years. They make the black girls join the WNBA. Sheryl sent Katie a text where she insincerely apologizes. Caitlin Clark responds by saying, "There's no hard feelings, Sheryl. Thank you for being a legend and inspiring young girls like me to try to make pretend basketball real basketball." Basically, Caitlin Clark responded and lied to Sheryl Swoopes. There is nothing inspirational about losing money. There's nothing inspirational about playing in empty arenas. There's nothing inspirational about being completely unknown. Before her constant criticisms of Caitlin Clark, 99% of the population, they had no idea who in the hell Sheryl Swoopes was. The only people who recognized her were related to her. If I was a player in the WNBA, there was no way I could ever trust Sheryl Swoopes again. Unless you have permission, which I highly doubt she did, you never release private text messages. There is a reason they're private. I'll be honest with you. Sheryl Swoopes, she has no business calling games in the WNBA. Matter of fact, I have a feeling she might be fired after this season. They've already removed her from games involving Caitlin Clark, meaning Sheryl Swoopes, she is not qualified to call any WNBA game that is being nationally televised. It would be one thing if her constant criticism of Caitlin Clark was legitimate, but let's just be real here. There are 2 reasons Sheryl Swoopes constantly hates on Caitlin Clark. Number 1, Caitlin Clark accomplished something that she was never able to accomplish. She made the WNBA relevant. I guess Sheryl is jealous. And number 2, Sheryl Swoopes, she doesn't like seeing a white girl from Iowa dominating the dump. But give me your thoughts on this. 2 WNBA legends completely embarrassed themselves again. Lisa Leslie thinks there should be 2 winners for Rookie of the Year. Sheryl Swoopes releases private text messages between herself and Caitlin Clark. Let me ask you something. Is this off-the-court drama? Is it good for the WNBA? Sheryl and her hatred of Caitlin Clark, is that good for the league? The constant promotion of Angel Reese, do you think that makes her a villain? Or do you think the combination of all this will eventually turn people away from the dump? Let me know. Sound off in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share the video. Appreciate your support. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, and I'll see you guys later.